Welcome back as we discuss significant topics of vital concern to the general motoring public on Motoring Forum. This week, we'll give you some insights into one of the many railway routes that are being reopened by PNR or the Philippine National Railways, with the end view of decongesting road traffic and providing traffic gridlock-free travel to and from the metro and nearby provinces. This week, I'd like you to watch an interview I had with the General Manager for Operations of the PNR, Ms. Joseline Geronimo. Ms. Geronimo, to begin with, would you give us a brief on the status of the PNR?
As of now, the state of PNR is we're running at grade up to Mamatid, but we are only offering 2 trips for the Tutuban to Mamatid and Mamatid going to Manila. But the bulk of the commuter operation is for the Tutuban up to Alabang. Okay, that's a 28-kilometer route, and we're running at every 30 minutes headway. So we are really looking forward to this project called the PNR South. This is initially Manila up to Calamba, which is a 56-kilometer stretch, but will eventually continue up to Los Baños, which is with an additional 18-kilometer stretch. Okay, this will be, the structure will be elevated. At some part will be at grade, but majority is elevated. We will be opening around 22 stations.
I understand that one of the projects in the pipeline is to increase commuter travel to the south. Can you give us an idea of this, and what is the status of the presence of informal settlers in the south?
The PNR South is at the detailed engineering design stage already, and we will not have much problem about the informal settlers because we are already running up to Mamatid. So if we will encounter some sort of relocation, I think it will be on certain areas, minimal, like in Calamba, and then from Calamba also up to Los Baños. But the stretch of Manila up to Mamatid are already quite okay. No, we will not have much problem there. We will not experience once again informal settlers and trespassers.
Tell us, will this be a two-way railway or just one with the same train being used going to Los Baños and back?
Yes, it will be on a double track, and the good thing is we will be shifting from narrow gauge to standard gauge this time so that we can run more speed. We will still stick to what we are using right now, which is the narrow gauge. We cannot run more than 200 kilometers. Speed will be restricted. We will be using the standard gauge. We will be shifting to standard gauge this time.
Now, tell us, are you going to use brand new coaches or refurbished ones? And what about the engines?
Okay. We will be using brand new coaches, definitely. It's because the trains that we are running as of now are intended for narrow gauge. So, and besides, these trains that we are using right now are the old ones. And except for the trains that we have procured from Korea, we have 6 diesel multiple units that we are using. But as we launch for the PNR South, we will be using brand new sets of trains. So it will be back-to-back engine likewise. The composition is we will be offering 10 sets with 8 coaches. 10 sets with 8 coaches. Yes.
You have mentioned earlier, ma'am, that there will be 22 stations. Are those stations already identified?
Up to Alabang, we have already identified the stations. But south of Alabang, maybe we can make some adjustments. No, we will make sure that the stations south of Alabang up to the stretch between Alabang and up to Los Baños will be strategically located. But up to Alabang, we have already identified 17 stations. So the 5 stations will be, well, most likely San Pedro, and then Binyan, Santa Rosa, Calamba, and then one more between which we are yet to identify. But because of we are trying to figure out the more strategic location that we can put the other station. So, but definitely there will be 22 stations.
By the way, how long is the travel time?
Okay, I understand the travel time will be 60 minutes, an hour up to Los Baños. It's because we will be running at 130 kilometers, 120 to 130 kilometers per hour. So for that 72-kilometer route stretch, around 60 minutes. Okay, 60 to 65 minutes.
And what is the timeline of the project? When is it start and the actual run?
Okay, timeline. It was already approved by NEDA in 2016. No, so as of now, we are already working on our DED, and then construction will start according to the secretary. No, it's because they want it to start ahead of the previous timeline that we have identified. So probably second quarter of 2018, we will start the construction, and then the completion is around 2021. We might have a soft opening late 2021, and then the full blast of our operation is on the third or fourth quarter of 2022.
Before we end, do you have any message, especially to the people from the South?
Well, the same with PNR North. I think the people here are also happy. It's because the commuter, especially, it will be traversing around 5 cities in the metropolis. So people from the Laguna area will be moving faster, and then if I'm not mistaken, it will be offered at 6 minutes headway. So the movement of people will be easier, and with the expected volume of passengers, it will be a great help, no? Not only to the economy, but also to the whole riding public. So it will be great, no, to look forward with this very big railway projects, both for PNR North and then PNR South, and eventually all the way up to Legazpi, and in the northern area all the way up to La Union, Pangasinan and La Union.
Thank you once again.
Okay, thank you, Butch, again, and happy motoring.
That was the interview I had recently with Ms. Joseline Geronimo, General Manager for Operations of the Philippine National Railways, regarding a reopened railway route from Metro Manila to Los Baños on Motoring Today's Motoring Forum.